Hello and welcome to the Crushcast. I'm your host, Clare Higgins, and this is a place where we discuss crushes past and present and what they can teach us about ourselves. Today I'm here with Emily Beaver, crusher extraordinaire.
So
and
true.
She is. And writer of lovely television. And I'm so happy to have her. Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
How do you feel about sharing your crushes today? What has this all brought up for you?
Fear.
Yeah.
A lot of fear. I mean, it's such a vulnerable thing because, at least for me, maybe other people have had lots of success with crushes.
Oh, endless success on my part. No, none.
For me, it just reminds me of, like, I don't know, the like sweet humiliation of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm delighted. I think this will actually be very good for me.
Yes, we're owning the fear, the humiliation,
Yes.
whatever happened back there.
Right. And I think there's something about exhuming that because I've been so, I play it so close to the chest. I mean, not to say that I'm not an obvious person. I think I am. But in my mind, I'm like, they're never going to know.
They won't know.
They won't know.
I'm a secret keeper.
Yeah. This is a steel trap, I say, as like the world's largest oversharer. So
You're like a secret agent who
Yeah.
tells everyone everything that's going on.
I would love for you to know my secret identity. Yeah. So like that's what's kind of scary about it, is that I've never been very forthcoming.
Ooh.
And yet it is so ingrained in my DNA to be a crusher, to
Yes.
be a yearner. So
Well, I'd love to get into it.
yeah.
I'd love to know, Emily, who was your first crush?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my first real person crush.
Yes.
I think I've always been a crusher. I don't think I had that period where I'm like, oh, like I don't want romance. Oh,
Yeah.
Love is icky.
People are gross.
People are icky. Never.
Yeah.
Not me. Nay. I love love. I always have. I always will.
Yeah.
So I've always yearned for it. But the first tangible real life person
Yeah.
was my first grade crush. So his name was Chris Dalrymple, which is so cute because you're like combining dimple and adorable into it, right?
Aw.
Dalrymple.
No, I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you
I
spell
can.
that? Spell
Of
it,
course
please.
I can. My memory's a steel trap as
Yeah.
well.
Your word is Darwimple, or however you say it.
Dalrymple.
Yeah.
Darym, M, like as in Mary, PLE.
Wow. Okay.
Dalrymple.
Great.
Yeah. And he had dimples and he was adorable. He was a Dalrymple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was perfect. You were like, just the symbolism here. I have to crush.
Yes, I have to crush. He had these very cute brown eyes. He had nice brown hair. And so we were like, when we lined up for recess, we lined up in alphabetical order. My last name is Beaver.
Oh, sweet.
So we were right next to each other. And that
Sweet.
was the time, when we really talked. We really talked about like erasers and stuff,
Nice. Cute erasers?
Yeah,
Is that
he
the
gave
idea?
me an eraser once.
Do you remember what it was?
I think it was a cow.
Oh,
A cow
perfect.
eraser.
Perfect.
So symbolic of something.
A message. No,
Let's run away in a field together. Let's become homesteaders.
we'll churn butter together.
Yeah.
At 6. We'll
That's
figure it
Yeah,
out.
that's obviously what he meant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like fire drill buddies.
Yeah.
Line leader buddies, what
Yeah.
have you. Cool.
Yes.
And he was a sweetie pie?
He was a sweetie pie. I mean, like, he would tease me, but in a sweet way. Like, there's teasing when they're like, oh, I'm going to pinpoint your insecurity and just drill on it. And he would just, I can't give you an example of what he said, but I always felt like the way he teased me was very sweet and was very kind. I felt like he saw me. 6-year-old Chris
Oh my God.
saw me.
Yeah. I can't recall a 6-year-old with this multitude of a personality in my life.
But that also might just be
impressive.
the whimsical me projecting all of this. Not to
Yeah.
discredit Chris. I'm sure he became a lovely person, but
Yes.
I think I also was just such a romantic that I would assign all this meaning and all of this, additional significance to those interactions when
Yeah.
I doubt he was thinking that much, giving anything that much thought.
Naturally.
Yeah, I gave everything too much thought.
I thought you were going to say I gave everything to him. And what did I get? That's beautiful. And of course, 6-year-old you saw these multitudes in 6-year-old him.
Yeah.
That's natural.
Yeah.
Do we any idea where he is now?
No clue.
No clue.
We totally
out there.
Yeah, I went to a private school after that. So I met him in public school.
Yeah.
And then second grade, I switched to a private school. So totally lost touch at that point. Worlds away. I don't think we went to the same. I went back to public school for high school. Don't think he was there. I think I would have remembered if he was there, because I never forget. Yeah. I always am like, invisible string. If we were lovers on the playground,
yes,
we'll find each other again in adulthood, right?
Listen,
I was a yearner. So
there's something about that invisible string. It's very exciting.
I mean, there's like, you're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty right now?
Not right. No.
Okay. Well, the whole conceit of it is that the whole conceit is that she is grew up going to this like summer house with this other family with 2 boys, and then she has a brother, and so these brothers have known her entire life because their moms are best friends,
right? And
so when they come of age, this love triangle thing forms, but it's like romantic because both of them have known her whole life and have loved her whole life, and she's loved them her whole life. So it's like there's so much history there. That is really romantic to have someone who has loved you since like day one.
This is true.
Truly day one. Yeah.
For the boys, I'm like, well, if she loves you back, great. But if she doesn't, you could get around. You could see what else is out there.
Yes.
But for her sake, that's a beautiful fantasy. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's the point, right? Wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 boys. What will I do?
I know, 2 cute boys with different personalities. One's broody Edward Cullen-esque. The other one is Jacob Black, actually. Great.
Yeah. So Twilight.
So modern day Edward and Jacob. And how does a girl choose? What's a girl to do?
I, no joke, saw, I think, an 8-year-old at the arcade last night wearing a Twilight shirt. And my heart was healed a little.
That's amazing.
Just a little.
It really does span generations, as it should.
Since Twilight has come up on the podcast so much, do you come down on a side?
I do.
Oh,
and I don't think it's your side, Claire.
I knew it. I was like, can I guess? Because you like Edward, and I knew it.
I'm sorry.
Can you make your case?
This is with a heavy heart, I must announce.
I hope so.
Team Edward.
I hope so.
So I have a few things. I read the books first, before the movies even existed.
Natch.
And so the kind of like intoxicating, like obsessive, all-consuming, this is not healthy. Like, I'm not saying this is, I wouldn't endorse it in real life, but in fantasy, and for me, who you've already seen, right, how much I've projected onto 6-year-old Chris Dalrymple.
A whole lifetime of love.
A whole lifetime, a whole history. I ate that up. I really like that kind of like all consuming, this is it for me, you are my obsession, like everything I do is motivated by you. And for an impressionable 12-year-old girl, oh boy.
Yeah. I am obsessed with you back.
Yeah.
From a man was very exciting.
Yes, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
Because men kind of are raised with like this, you gotta play it cool, you gotta like, not reveal too much of your emotions. And I'm like Monica, a previous guest on the Crush Cast. I like a sensitive guy. I like a guy who is forthcoming about his feelings.
Yeah.
So the fact that Edward, initially was like moody, but still like he professes his love frequently. And I know Jacob does too, in a more exuberant fashion.
Sure.
But I always kind of, in the books, I believed the love triangle more. I believed that Jacob was a strong contender for Bella's heart because he was so sweet and caring, and he was less controlling and like weird and paranoid than Edward. That is so true.
This is true.
Yeah. Actually, can I tell a Breaking Dawn story?
Please.
Would you allow me?
Please, I would.
My best friend, Pilar, who is actually the love of my life, I would say, because I've known her since day one. She's known me since day one. Our moms were best friends. Our brothers were best friends. So she is... like that is the most special relationship I think I have because we have known each other our entire lives and we still talk on the phone and hang out all the time. And she lives in San Diego where I'm from. But, that is my summer I turned pretty is I have this person who knows me sometimes better than I know myself.
Yeah.
And so Pilar and I went to the Breaking Dawn book release party at Borders. Remember Borders?
I love Borders.
Gone too soon. So we were there and we were kind of in the transitional phase of like, oh, maybe we're too cool for Twilight ? But we're here anyway ?
Yeah. You're not gonna miss it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had to get the book. We were just like, oh, we're just going to go buy the book.
We're just going to do it in a cool way.
Yeah, in a cool way, because we were going to do a sleepover and read and stay up all night reading the book.
Oh my
was
God.
Our plan.
Great.
And I was in line to check out with Pilar. We had our copies of the books. And this girl in front of us in line started to tell us in detail about her wedding to Edward Cullen.
My God.
Actually, I think it's coming up. I think she said 2026.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for the invite. But she knew the venue. She knew a dress she was going to wear.
Oh my God.
She was like, this is our first dance. And I was like, Edward, I feel bad judging her because who am I? A fictional character crusher.
A fellow lover of Edward. Yeah.
Yeah. But also a fellow lover of just having fictional crushes. But I'm like, this is a lot of detail that you were willingly sharing with a stranger.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
To the character, I assume that she was like, this is going to happen in real life, I'm going to marry the character, not Robert Pattinson.
The character.
Edward. Right.
Yeah. So that stayed with me. That I think was my first interaction with someone who was just past reality.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more I'm like, I want to go there. I'd like... You know what? Maybe she was onto something.
She knew what she was doing. Yeah, I think I'm going to marry Edward Cullen. 2026. It's completely true that I feel like the purpose of a crush, or one of the best things about, I don't know, imagining a crush, is being known by someone who you yearn for. It's the idea that that person who you see so deeply might see you the same way. It's like nothing more intoxicating.
I got chills. Like, wow. Yeah. I mean, that's the point of life, right? Yeah. To be loved and to be known. That's really what it's all about. I don't know why we're fighting about so much other things when we could just try to be loved and be known.
Love and be loved.
Yeah.
Well, and that brings me to, I'd love to know about your biggest crush as well. Your deepest yearning.
Yearning. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'll have to use a different name for this.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
A tidal wave.
Yeah, tidal wave. Great. Yeah. I'm kind of scared actually, because I'm like, there's a reasonable chance he could discover this. So I guess I should preface this by saying it's in the past.
In the past.
It's in the past. I don't carry this anymore. It is part of my history.
Yes. It can still be strong. It can have been strong, and it's in the past.
Yeah. So, and it ties into being known, you know? So, when I was in middle school and high school, my brother got sick. This is my tragic backstory. We're unlocking it.
Yeah.
He got cancer, and after a 3-year battle, he passed away. Obviously, was not my favorite thing to go through. Was pretty hard.
So sorry.
Thank you. It's you know, it was a catalytic moment, right? It has defined who I am, unfortunately, or fortunately, right?
Yeah.
It's something that I think, you know, a lot of people deal with grief and go through grief, both young and old ages. Something about a sibling, someone who's like supposed to be there for most of your life, especially he was my older brother. So I also really looked up to him. I really counted on him to like chart my course with me.
What am I supposed to do? You show me.
Exactly. So losing that was definitely hard, for lack of a better word. It was difficult. We were really close. And so it's, you know, it's something I'm fine to talk about. Obviously we're here talking about it on a podcast, but it did have a huge impact on how I looked at the world.
Yeah. It shaped you.
Yes. It shaped me, and it shaped how I love, because I mean, I loved him very deeply, and my parents actually stayed together. They're still together. That's a kind of event that usually breaks up marriages.
Yeah.
And the fact that they stood by each other when in a very difficult period is also incredibly formative to me of what it actually means to show up for somebody. Right. So with that in mind, I was writing a lot. I was in a Chicken Soup for the Soul book about cancer.
Were you?
I was. That was my first paid writing job.
Holy shit.
When I was 14 years old.
Wait, was it Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul?
No, it was Chicken Soup for the Soul, the cancer book. It was specifically about cancer stories. And it's so crazy because I submitted it. I don't think I even read it over. But I think they were probably interested in the fact that I was so young. So I got in. And I actually found out I was going to be published the morning that my brother passed away. Like, I got to tell him. So that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had met an editor through that. I was writing a book. So I was appearing in articles. I was doing book signings. Like, it was very exciting. It was a big dream come true kind of thing for me, even though it was self-published, which I will never knock. But still, I had a publicist. I had events that I did. And so I was in an article. I wrote an article for some magazine about, I think it was about grieving. It might have been about cancer as well. I don't remember. But I had my email in the article sharing my experiences. And this guy emails me.
Whoa.
Okay, well, now there's no question he's going to know who he is. But yeah, so I get this email that's so sweet and professes the same experience. He also lost his older brother to cancer.
Yeah.
And so that's a very unique shared experience. We were like very close in age, he and I were. And the first time I meet him in person is he showed up to one of my book signings.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How soon after the email was that?
I want to say a few months, maybe. I don't know. We'd started a correspondence.
A correspondence.
Yeah.
You've got mail, anyone?
I know,
oh my God.
right?
Okay.
We wrote
Continue.
letters.
Yes. The dream.
Yeah, and so I think I invited him, and he told me he couldn't come. I was in San Diego. He was living up here in LA.
Oh, that's perfect for a movie too. He says he can't come.
He says he can't
Shows
come.
up anyway.
So I wasn't expecting it. And
Great.
and so what he did is he entered and he walked straight to the back of the bookstore. And so I didn't see him. I was signing books. And then he
Sneaky.
bought the book, and then like I didn't see him until he approached my table.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised. You know, I was like, "Oh my God, it's you! You're here!"
Yeah.
And so just the effort of that.
Yeah, he had it together.
He had it together.
Damn.
I was, and the fact that we both understood an experience that so few of our peers understood. I was a goner for that. I really was, because I felt so alone. Obviously, a lot of my friends, I have wonderful friends, but a lot of them couldn't relate.
Yeah.
You know, had other priorities, which makes sense. Like, when you're that age, you're not thinking about death constantly. So it was so, again, in the past, it's fine. We're cool. It's totally fine. But I really fell for him because of that shared experience and the fact that he kept doing that. It became our thing, where I would be like, I was in choir and we would sing at universities. So I was at the place where he went to college, and I let him know, and he's like, "Oh, I can't." And then he'd find us and take me to lunch.
He would pull it multiple times.
He pulled it multiple times.
He can never come, but then he's does.
There. Yeah, then he's there. And yeah, it just like, we just had a very sweet friendship. And and again, I felt like I'm curious, did it feel from his end always like a friendship, or did it feel like something more from him? I don't know, because I was always
Unsure?
too afraid to ask or to cross the line. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, his friendship was so valuable to me that I was so scared of doing anything to threaten it. And I wonder if maybe he felt the same way too. But I also tend to be a bit more cynical about it and be like, no, he was just he never liked me that way. Right. And maybe that's true too. I don't know. Wow. I really don't know. And I'm scared to find out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened?
Life, man. Like, we I mean, we continued to have these like very fun, romantic, almost like outings. Like, I don't know. But again, nothing ever happened. Gotcha. There was no like hand holding. There was no like anything like that. But, you know, we'd go to the park and he would play songs for me. And, you know, like, girl, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know this person. I don't know the situation. But let me lay out the evidence. He went to your book signing. Yeah. Snuck up on you in the line just to surprise you. Yeah. He went to your choir concert. Yeah. He played songs for you. Yeah. He was the one who found you after you shared your story.
With my story. That's what I mean. The feeling of being.
I'm lining up the dots right now. I just want to let you know
the dominoes.
that I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing some feelings.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, this was so many years ago. We had moved on. Yeah, right? Yeah. This is not, so I don't want listeners to think invisible string theory, this is coming back around. It's not. Okay, don't worry. It's
Maybe.
No, it's really not. I think he's getting married soon. So
Oh, well, good for him.
and he should. I'm happy for him. I think what rid me of my crush over the years what was just the distance. Like these moments we had together were bombastic and like just such fodder for my journal of like, oh, and then this and then this and then he did this, you know, like I had so much of that, but it was so few and far between. And yeah, so we would see each other so rarely. Even when I moved up here, we still didn't see each other that often. So I think over time it became more apparent to me that I'm like, this isn't worth the risk. I mean, that sounds like a terrible thing to say. Maybe it would have been.
No, I totally get it.
But I'm so grateful for the time that we shared as friends.
Yeah.
And it's not like we aren't friends now. We're just, you know, not in each other's lives to the point that we used to be. I'm always going to have fond feelings for him. I'm sure he does for me too. But yeah, like having somebody in those critical years where both of us had so recently lost our brothers and being able to talk about that and share that, like those feelings that so few people can relate to. Like I needed that. He needed that. We needed that. So I'm really grateful that I had it, but it was an all-consuming crush. It was so like it was felt written in the stars.
Yes.
But I don't regret that it didn't happen.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. You guys both needed each other in a specific time, and you were both able to honestly express a love for each other. That was a platonic love at that time.
Yeah.
But that, you know, just because it's over doesn't mean it wasn't so valuable to you. Right.
And it always will be. Yeah. So yes, that's a wonderful way to put it, because I'm always going to love him. Doesn't mean I'm in love with him. Yeah. But he gave me so many wonderful experiences. Like that book signing, like the book signing was already unforgettable, and he took it to the next level. So I'm so grateful for that. Like that was so worth it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Aww.
And may I say, I feel like we have talked about unrequited love and crushes. I feel like you got to have a movie magic experience that many, especially at that age, will never see. That's so that was beautiful.
Thank you for saying that, because I obviously, given life events, I was quite the late bloomer to love and to dating. So I truly, this all happened before and during college. I didn't actually go on a real, this is a date, we have both established that this is a date, and not this weird like middle ground of like, what are we? Like that didn't happen until after college, because of how many years I needed to recalibrate after losing my brother. So yeah.
Right. You took that time.
Took the time. Yeah. Lots of therapy. Highly recommend.
Big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
All right. I'm so glad that you have told me your beautiful story.
Just like expunging my secrets.
Yes. Of a platonic love that in my head I have turned into something much more.
Can't wait to read the fan fiction.
I'll be writing it. I'll be publishing it, self-published. But I would love to move on to celebrity crushes.
Let's do it.
I would love to know who's on the list, and B, I would love to know why. I would love to know what's drawn you to various celebrities.
So I think a lot of people can relate to this, but I feel like when you were a teenage girl, right?
Can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was a teenage girl once. When you are in those ages of like, let's say 12 to 15, I think anything that happens in those years becomes sacred. It becomes, it is written in your code.
Core.
Yes, core.
Core memory.
And so there are certain activations, I think, for me, where if it's mentioned, if I see it, if it comes, it's like I hit the regress button. I'm like
yes. Correct.
Regress. So that's kind of where this all stems from. Also, for me, I'm like the deluxe flavor of this, because my brother passed when I was 14. So I think this kind of obsessive teenage girl mentality was super heightened for me. So what I was obsessed with at that age, it's never going away. It defines who I am.
Yes.
So
what was that? Who was that?
Christian Bale.
Thank fucking God someone brought up Christian Bale on this podcast, because I haven't been able to talk about Christian Bale yet.
I'm so glad no one else brought him up but
Yes.
me, because no one else can bring him up.
It's because you were
but
meant
me.
to.
I was meant to.
It's meant to be
I was
you.
training for this moment.
Oh
like,
my
the
God.
celebrity portion of the Crush cast is specifically what I came for, so I could talk about Christian Bale.
Must ask, did this originate with Newsies, the Disney movie?
That was definitely part of it.
Great.
I think I have some invisible string with Christian Bale because I read Little Women when I was like 5 because I was a Psycho reader.
Is he Laurie in that movie?
Laurie in the 1994 version with Winona Ryder.
With
So
Winona.
I was obsessed with the book when I was like 5, so I watched the movie
you
somewhere
were
around
5?
that. Yeah, like I said, I was a Psycho reader.
Yeah.
Like, I was really crushing some
You were-
elevated text.
Dang. Yeah.
So I watched the movie. I didn't know it was Christian Bale. I didn't know who that was at the time, but I was in love with Laurie in the book, and I was in love with Laurie in the movie. And so when the Christian Bale obsession set in at age 14, I was like, we're meant to be because I loved you when I was young. There's a theme
We've
here.
known each other our whole lives, Laurie.
Yeah. He's like grossly older than me. Like,
Yeah,
you know, at least when I was 14, I feel like he must have been in his 30s. So like,
Yes.
but don't tell that to 14-year-old Emily.
No,
She
no,
didn't
no.
want to hear it. She's
At
like,
that
there's
age,
a chance.
anything less than 20 years is game.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. When I'm 30 and he's 45,
Right.
it'll be great. He'll wait for me.
Transatlantic accent was actually, that's how I sounded in my head too.
The yearning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian Bale as
Christian
Laurie
Bale.
specifically.
Well,
were there any other?
So the
there were
actual
others.
impetus of this
Okay.
was The Dark Knight. Specifically,
Yes.
I did not see Batman
that was a big
Begins.
one.
The Dark Knight came out on my 14th birthday.
Great.
So it's my movie. No one else can have it.
Okay, yep.
Christopher
No one
Nolan
else saw
made
that
it for
movie,
me.
only you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah. No, what is that? Dark Knight?
Yeah, The Dark Knight. I don't
Christian
know.
Bale?
So that was also the last movie I saw with my brother in theaters. So it is actually, it was a
Damn.
very transformative movie because it made me want to be a filmmaker. It gave me Christian Bale, and it was the last movie that I
Great.
saw with my brother. And I loved Heath
Great.
Ledger. Always have, always will. That's why I wanted to see it originally, because I really loved him. And I was very sad when he passed away. So like,
Yeah.
I was not engaged in the Batman world at all prior
Right.
to this point.
Right.
And that also kicked off my obsession with Batman. I became a huge Batman girly
Got
after
you.
that movie. Yeah.
Interesting.
I love him.
Batman over Superman? Question mark?
I mean, yes, but only because Batman got to me first. If
Yeah.
Superman had been around when I was 14, not saying he wasn't, but like not in my lexicon,
Yeah.
then yeah, probably.
Nice.
But-
Yeah, I feel like talking to Camilla about Superman, it was a very core young memory for her
Yeah.
as well, that it's that superhero can be that person
Yes.
for you.
Well, like Clark Kent aesthetically is totally my type. I
So
love
cute.
dark curly floppy, the curl, the glasses.
Yeah.
Like that is so my type. So yes, but he just wasn't. There wasn't a good Superman movie when I
Yeah.
was 14. There was
Batman
a really
was
good
your guy.
Batman movie when I was 14.
It was new, hot off the presses.
Yes, it was. I mean,
Great.
that was a foundational film for the superhero genre, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know a movie could be that good, which is a silly thing to say now, but I think people.
Everyone has that moment, I think.
Yeah, well,
that you know what movies are. You watch kids'
Yeah.
movies, and
Yeah.
you're like, I know what a movie is.
Yeah.
And I think everybody has that.
That-
Whoa.
Yeah, like, oh, this is what it can be. And I mean, I think in hindsight, a lot of people downplay The Dark Knight of like, oh, yeah, you know, it was good, but it's too long, or like the boats thing is too much, you know.
Whatever. They don't
I
understand.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. I think people get like the opposite of hindsight bias. Like they're like, because it was so popular.
Quote
but-
unquote overrated.
yeah,
We'll
but
do
it's
that.
just because so many movies since have tried to replicate it or taken things from it that now feel old hat. But at the time, they were new, they were fresh, they were exciting. At least for me, 14-year-old me. So that led me to watching like all of Christian Bale's
Every Christian Bale
filmography.
movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen
Yep.
it all, even Laurel Canyon.
Please tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me the heavy hitters, because we've got Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I know
so
Newsies.
Newsies,
Yep.
I absolutely loved. Because I've always loved musicals, so,
So
knowing
good.
Christian Bale was in a musical was a big deal to me. I
Huge.
was like, I hunted it down. I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bought the DVD. Oh man. So that one, American Psycho. Yeah,
Freaky.
You know what's so funny? My parents were very strict, so they let me buy the Blu-ray, but they were like, you can't watch it until you're 17. So literally on my 17th birthday, I watched American Psycho.
And how did you feel? How did you feel?
I don't know. I felt good, but also weird. I mean, I think it's a great movie.
He looks great in it. He's
great.
also
That's the point.
murdering all the time.
He sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think I was old enough to start to understand some of the satire and some of the commentary that's going on in that movie.
It did surprise me when I saw it. I had the idea of it in my mind, but when I eventually saw it, I was shocked how, I don't know, just how playful it was.
Yes. So worth the wait.
Yep.
What else? The Prestige. Love The Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
That's also one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. My most toxic trait is that I'm a Christopher Nolan film bro.
It is toxic.
Yeah.
I can't join you there, but
I understand.
You know, I respect
He
you.
always releases movies around my birthday. What's a girl to do? Because he does always do. My birthday
are you a fall baby?
No, I'm July 18th.
Oh,
so like Oppenheimer, I think
Blockbuster.
was July 20th.
Yeah.
So that's why I like blockbusters, because I'm like, they're celebrating my birthday.
It's my season, baby. The movie theater's open just for me.
You get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, those. The Machinist, which is the one where he loses a bunch of weight. I thought that was a great movie.
I've never seen it.
Equilibrium's crazy. You got to watch Equilibrium.
Give me a log line.
It's like a world where feelings are illegal.
Ooh,
so kind of like The Giver almost, but
yeah.
So people like take I can't, it's been so many years since I've seen it, but it's like an injection or a pill or something where that like suppresses your feelings.
Yeah.
And Christian Bale, I think, is an agent to enforce that, but then he starts having feelings.
Oh my god.
And hijinks ensue.
Ooh.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really fun sci-fi. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's a great movie.
Copy that.
Dragon movie with Gerard Butler. I want to say, who I also loved because I was a big Phantom of the Opera girly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You forget about Gerard Butler.
I can never forget about Gerard Butler.
Yeah, not you, but the royal you.
Yeah.
I love Phantom of the Opera though.
Yes. Oh,
So
don't
fun.
get me started. It's like bad. It's the Dark Knight bad. Like, I mean, those were things that were happening to me at 14. Phantom of the Opera, Titanic, Moulin Rouge, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like, these were all
Movie musicals.
Yeah, movie musicals. Chicago. Oh my gosh.
Woo.
Hairspray. James Marsden.
James Marsden.
James Marsden.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I am so sad he didn't become a big Broadway star. There's so many original cast recordings that would have really flourished with his voice. I don't know. So yeah, I was just like Christian Bale specifically, like I admired his specific method of acting, which was sometimes method acting.
Quite method.
And I, being an obsessive person, I was very intrigued by being so dedicated to something that you make those kinds of sacrifices. I wouldn't condone method acting now as an adult, but I do endorse caring about something, right?
Of course.
Caring so much that you will do everything in your power to give it your all, to give it your best. Yeah. That was actually a very positive lesson that I gleaned from Christian Bale, from reading all of his interviews, from watching all of his, like I really, really consumed.
When they say deep dive, you were at the bottom of the ocean.
I was on the IMDb message boards. Do you remember message boards?
Excuse me. Actually, Christian Bale was born in this year, so shut up. Was that you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand him. You don't know him like I do.
You don't know.
I invented parasocial, Claire. Like,
I understand.
When you look it up in the dictionary, you see 14-year-old.
That was
Emily.
you.
That was me.
That was you. That
was
did
me. I'm like, nobody gets it. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think I had and have big ambitions for myself in my life. So seeing somebody who cared so much about what he did, and maybe wasn't necessarily always understood by people around him, because I think he's kind of known for being a bit more elusive, bit more, like, not mean. I know he had that big tirade thing. I was like, whatever, he was in the moment. He was in character.
Emily.
I know. I mean, again, I was 14. What are you going to do? Sure. But I mean, like, I think outside of that isolated incident, he was known. He generally had like a good reputation, but not like, oh, we're all buddy, we all get drinks after shooting. Like, he's super friendly and sociable. I think he mostly kept to himself. And so I really admired that he was so successful and was able to be true to who he was. But I think, again, what I extracted from it was the dedication element of it. Yes. And I don't think, I do agree that I think method acting can sometimes just be an excuse to do terrible things. and to chalk it up to the sake of art. I think there is a way to engage with art that is ethical, that is, you know, not burdensome to other people, that can allow you to excavate the greatest performance or output or whatever that might be. Like, that's adult Emily speaking.
Yes.
Teenage Emily, I was just like, wow, he's so dedicated. His wife doesn't recognize him sometimes.
If only I could be that wife.
Yeah, I would understand. So bad.
Sometimes I don't recognize him.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, we already know she wasn't okay. 14-year-old Emily is not okay.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
She was working.
She was grieving. Like, she was
working through stuff, watching those Christian movies.
I mean, then that's truly what I did for the initial months, was I watched the same movies every single day for like the first, I want to say 4 months after my brother died. That was how I coped. I mean, I wrote, but when I wasn't writing, I was watching movies because I wasn't in school. I like took some time off of school. And that kind of speaks to what we were talking about with the escape element of it. I felt so safe in those movies where I knew what was going to happen. Even like Moulin Rouge, where Satine dies, spoiler alert, or Titanic, where spoiler alert, the guys,
where
Titanic
the women
doesn't
die.
end well. Yeah, the ship hits the iceberg. Did we know?
I didn't know.
Yeah, so even though I knew those things were coming, I liked watching those movies specifically because the sad thing had an ending. There was some message, there was some thematic conclusion to the love story with Jack and Rose, to the love story with Christian and Satine. That gave me a sense of like comfort. Like, even though they had sad endings, there was a resolution. So like living in a life where there is no resolution, I needed that to like survive. So
yeah, it was that comfort and that control that you knew exactly how the sad thing was going to happen and what it meant and how it was going to end, and then it would be over.
Yeah.
And you could escape into it and out of it.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah.
That's
it
fascinating.
really brought me so much comfort in that time. And so I watched a lot of Christian Bale movies over and over again because, again, just like having that control and that structure was essential to a time that was just so chaotic and terrible. So so Christian Bale, if you're free on Thursday,
Christian, if you're listening,
but thank you, Christian, for getting me through a really weird bad time, even though you had no idea that it was happening.
Well, I think that brings us to fictional characters.
Yeah,
I think we're there.
Let's go.
I'd love to know. Monica regretted not talking about animated characters. So I wanted, if you need a reminder, live action and animated are on the table.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Claire.
Great.
When you were a child, like a child, and you were watching animated movies, did you ever have like a hear me out crush? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to know what yours is.
Great. I mean, I honestly pretty basic on the level of hear me out crushes. Robin Hood is the hot fox.
He is a hot fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which I think, honestly, as Jackson and I said, voice is everything. I think whatever
voice is everything.
Whatever man voiced Robin Hood the fox, he was going in.
Doing. Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing, and I was like, this is a human person who I'm in love with, and we're gonna get married.
Yeah.
So yes.
It's like the bad guys. They cast Sam Rockwell as the wolf. And they knew exactly what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
There's this very specific way that Sam Rockwell speaks.
Yes.
There's a very specific way that wolf speaks. So I think they're doing that to the next generation is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. This sounds like you're leading me to your hear me out crush.
Yeah, it's not an animal, but it's not good.
Okay.
My 5-year-old hear me out crush was Jafar.
I was like almost with you.
No,
I'm almost with you, but I'm not with you.
No, you shouldn't be with me. I don't know. I don't know. You know, actually, I do know. I just got a very specific memory in my mind because you know when you're a kid, maybe I'm just outing myself as a weirdo, which I am. Did you ever just have fantasy it's like play pretend almost, where you're acting out scenarios, but sometimes it's just you're alone, but you're pretending like you're talking to somebody.
Yeah,
great. So I would talk to Jafar, and
Natch.
I would try to make him a good guy. So I think it was the inception of I can fix him.
Yep. Yeah. You're grumpy sunshine. I can fix him.
Yeah. Stop. Like, I'm like, listen, man, just stop being evil. And he'd be like, oh.
And he would listen to you?
He would listen to me. He'd be like, God. I never thought of it that way.
So your fantasy was to convince Jafar to stop doing evil. And he would go, you're right, Emily. Yeah. Were there other villains? Would you say that you had a villain thing?
No. It was just Jafar. I don't get it. Because I'm such a little straight edge, then I was always Luke Skywalker.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's always Luke Skywalker. It was always Prince Eric. I was also Prince Eric earlier. I think that's been mentioned on the Crush Cast.
Yeah, Camilla luckily brought that up for us.
What's not to love
What's not to
Eric?
Well,
I know he's not like the most developed character. I don't need that. I'm me. I would project all sorts of things onto Prince Eric. But this is what makes me maybe a bit more feminist than I've been coming off this entire podcast.
Lay it out for us.
Okay, well, Ariel was my girl. So that's my princess. Cool. I will defend her.
Cool.
Every day. Yeah. That's not the feminist part because I think a lot of people have things to say about Ariel. Not to me. They better not say it to me. But what I will say is that Ariel rescues the prince. That was huge to me as a 5-year-old.
Right at the beginning.
At the beginning. She saves him from drowning. Yep. She does a very cool thing. She's a hero. And so I thought that was really cool when I was young. Because my mom would also read me books about like the princess saving the prince. Like she was also pretty vigilant about not wanting me to be like, just wait for a man to come rescue you and everything will be fine. Like she didn't want me to take that message from the fairy tales I was watching, which I didn't, but I appreciate that.
And then you read Twilight and you were like, yeah,
bring it on. But as a kid, I loved Ariel because I loved mermaids. I loved the water. And I loved Prince Eric. I thought he was super cute. Yeah. But I also loved that she rescued him. And I loved that he loved her because she saved him. Like that, I think that was actually kind of strong to me.
Justice for Prince Eric.
Yeah. I not understand. There are many other ways you can criticize Little Mermaid that aren't necessarily not legitimate, but I'm also like, it's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be that true to life.
No, I love that though. I think obviously the popular opinion is, how could you fall for someone when they can't speak to you? How could that be, a love that we can respect when we want to be taken seriously as partners and people? But I love the take that, he's not in love with her voice per se. He's in love with the fact that she saved his life. Yeah. And he, in a way wants to find that person. Yeah. Repay that person. I don't know. But, he's like, that's what I love about her. Oh.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
I just thought that was very cool. It was an active thing to do. It was not passive, right? And I mean, I could defend Ariel all day. Like, I understand she was just a teenager, but she was passionate about the human world. She wasn't just passionate about Prince Eric. So when people are like, oh, she just changed into a human for a man, I reject that. I'm like, she was enthusiastic about the human world. She was fascinated by it. She was rejected by her father for having this interest. Of course she wants to go. Yeah. And the fact that there's a cute prince waiting for her, all the
cherry
better.
On top.
Yeah, that's just gravy, baby.
Yes, I've always been an Ariel stan that she wants legs. She doesn't want the guy, she wants legs. Yeah. And Ursula makes her get that kiss, so we could talk about that all day.
For sure.
But she is like, I want to explore. Yeah, I want to be more than of this world.
You're right. Ursula's to blame here. She's the one who's making it about Prince Eric. She's the one who's like, you have to kiss him, right? But if she was like, you have to collect 20 trinkets from the human world.
If you can find 20 seashells on the beach.
You can stay a human. Like, if the terms had been different, then we would have decentered Prince Eric from
Ariel the video game. I'm here for it. Like, you need to meet all the villagers. You need to bring them each a gift.
Animal Crossing, but it's Ariel.
Yeah. Love it.
I'd play that. So okay. So
that's
Jafar
great.
was my hear me out.
Jafar
Prince
was
Eric
like,
is my more acceptable crush.
Great.
Yeah. I loved Luke Skywalker. I had a huge crush on him. Aww. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean was pretty pivotal for me for both my bisexuality, but like I didn't have the language for that back then.
Johnny Depp's eyeliner. Is that what we're talking about?
Did. Well, no, it's Elizabeth Swann. I like that kind of started my fixation on women, where I'm like, do I want to be you or do I want to kiss you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of want to try the second one, see what I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was into the eyeliner look on Johnny Depp as a kid.
Yeah.
That's not aged well, but as a kid, what did I know? And also as a kid, I was really into Will Turner. So this is what I call the youth of my Will Turner era, the wisdom of my Commodore Norrington era. Because now as an adult, I'm like, wait a minute. Norrington could get it. I didn't even, he passed me by as a child, but now that I'm an adult, I'm like,
yeah,
forget this.
He's just kind of a silly guy.
Yeah.
There's a,
Yeah. But he's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a good job.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel like as a kid, I thought of him as like, oh, he's evil,
Yeah.
But watching it as an adult, I'm just sort of like, oh.
Yeah.
You're just not the one for her.
Right. Yeah, I respect that, but he's the one for me.
For me.
And so is Elizabeth Swann. Maybe we can work
right
something
here.
out. Yeah. So I mean, I think Pirates of the Caribbean was pivotal, like The Mummy was for a lot of bisexual people of our generation.
Yeah.
Which I didn't watch The Mummy until recently, but I was like, oh yeah, this would have done something to me as a child. So yeah, basically everybody in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, I've had a crush on at
when
one
you
point.
Don't know where to look.
Even they don't make movies like that anymore. For
no,
one thing.
they
They
don't.
should. This is my challenge. I dare you to make a movie like that.
What specifically do you crave? The adventure romp
and the yearning. Let's go to Pirates of the Caribbean 2: Dead Man's Chest, okay?
Okay.
Davy Jones is playing the organ for no reason.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about? That part where he's yearning for Calypso and he's just at the organ and like, we've learned about his heart being buried in a chest somewhere, right? And he's just at the organ. He's just playing his little heart out. And it's so epic and it's so swirling. The music is beautiful. And he's got the key to the chest somewhere in his tentacles and he's just like it's like Phantom of the Opera. He's just really feeling it, right? I love that.
The damaged soul
yearning for his love at his organ and like it doesn't hold any plot significance.
Wow.
But why not?
We do need more of that.
We need more of that. We need more little
by a large margin.
Sweeping dramatic cutaway moments that just fully lean into the feeling.
Singing in the Rain.
That's my favorite movie. How did you know?
How did I know?
That is my number one favorite movie.
Yes, I was rewatching it recently, and the number of scenes that don't need to exist, which I am now hyper aware of because of all the budget conversations.
Right, and because we're writers and this is our job.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the conversations that go, do you absolutely need this? Do you absolutely need this for the plot? Blah, 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 blah. And you watch that movie, and half of that movie, you're like, this has nothing to do with the plot. I'm having an amazing time. Yes.
That movie was built around the songs. Though they're taking songs from a songbook for the most part, and they're staging these numbers around it, and then they kind of work out the plot afterwards. Like the plot came secondary to the spectacle. Yeah. And I do think there is beauty to that. Like, not to say
there's so much room for that now.
Yeah, there's so much room for that now. I think people, they're too go. They just want to get all the important bits and not sit in. That's why I like Sinners so much. That's probably my favorite movie of the year so far.
It's a great movie.
It's so good. And for many reasons, but one of the many reasons I loved it is because you get to spend so much time with the characters before the genre happens, before we even get to the vampires, right? We're getting to know the brothers, the twins. We're getting to know the people in the town, the dynamics. We're getting to know Miles. And that's the actor name. What's the
young musician?
The young musician. Yeah. His life, his story. Like in just little moments too, just how he speaks to the women in the fields as he's finishing up picking cotton for the evening, so he can get a jump on the day. There's just so many moments that don't necessarily tie into what's going to go down at the juke joint, but it also does. Like, all the decisions that are made in those moments are supported by what we got to see when we were just hanging out with them.
That's what I miss so much in a lot of horror or even thriller movies. I will have nothing to really take away if I don't know who everybody is and why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. That's why I loved that so much. It's like, I will sit down and watch a horror movie any day, as long as it's not too scary. Yeah. I get a little scared. But if you tell me these are really compelling characters, and we're going to watch them take a personal journey, because most of the time with horror we're not getting that, because that's not what it's about, and that's why I don't really gravitate towards it. But Sinners gave us both, and it was really compelling.
I mean, I think just the fact that so many people rewatch Friends, The Office, Parks and Rec, these very long form like sitcoms, right? That have million seasons. It's because you're just hanging out with great characters. That's all you need is just some great characters that you want to spend time with. That's like When Harry Met Sally is another one of my favorite movies. And a lot of those scenes they're just in a music shop for some reason and they're singing at the karaoke box, right? Yeah. Like that's such a hard thing to do, to make us invested in just watching two people hang out in a music store or roll out a rug and assess how it looks in the apartment or go to a museum, right? But when you can, it's so magical. Like you really fall in love with these people and they feel real. Yeah. And that's like, I think sometimes in opposition to the way storytelling functions today, where
100%.
things are very much like, well, everything has to have a reason. And that is a good form of storytelling, but it's not the only one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like you can become the best writer you can be by forcing yourself to give everything, you know, a meaning, a part of the story, a why. But also I think some of our favorite moments in cinema come from the nothingness.
Yeah.
And just experiencing an emotion or a time or a place like, that isn't allowed to breathe so much anymore.
Yes. Like, I mean, just living in the title sequence of Singing in the Rain, right? He just drops Kathy off. They share a little smooch and he's just so happy. We get like a 6-minute sequence of him being happy about a little smooch. Aww. You know, it's such, I mean, nowadays they would kiss and then we would stay on him as she closes the door and he'd like do a big sigh or he'd kind of make a little subtle motion that tells us how much it means to him. And then we cut to the next scene. Yeah. Think of what we would miss.
Think of what we would miss if he wasn't singing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yearning. So, yeah, I think we need more of that in movies. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about animated crushes? Here's one.
Let's go.
Danny Phantom.
Oh, man.
Danny Phantom.
The way Danny Phantom had a chokehold on a generation.
There was something about him for me. I mean, maybe the fact that he was half ghost. I love ghosts.
Great.
I love a ghosty.
You love that you can't really touch him about half the time. You're like, where'd you go?
That's the yearning, right? I want to touch you, but I can't.
Yeah. This random, but you strike me as such a Heathcliff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big time.
How did I know? Okay, great. Yeah, but Danny Phantom, that's where we are.
Danny Phantom.
Such a cutie.
He was such a cutie. He was so sweet. He was so awkward. He was gangly. And I mean, but then he would also, it's like the Clark Kent to Superman thing. Like the awkward, nerdy guy. Or Peter Parker in Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I guess, is always kind of like a silly, goofy guy. But like, there is something about transforming from this like nerdy type into a hero. Yeah. You know, that's aspirational for us nerds.
There's something, I wonder if you feel this, but there's something so potent to a secret superhero because as a crush. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, oh, he's a diamond in the rough, but I'm the only person who can see that.
Yes.
And that's very
that is very appealing. Well, it kind of makes us feel special, right? Yeah. Like we see something that other people can't, and that makes us the best.
Very special, very smart. Yeah.
You're not like other girls. You're so different.
Oh, that was a great show.
Yeah, I loved that show. And I cringed at it a lot because it had a lot of corny jokes, and I was, again, in that phase of like, oh, I'm an adult now. I think I was 8.
Yeah. I'm 8. I'm too old for cartoons.
Too old for cartoons, as if. But I did love it. I also just had such a huge crush on him. Yeah. And the Ember episode, the musical one with like the ghost who's also a pop star. Yeah. We need a pop star ghost show.
Wow. I mean, Demon Hunters is pretty close.
Yeah, well, there was a show on Netflix called Julie and the Phantoms.
Yes.
Only one season, which was diabolical. It was so good.
The internet lost its mind.
Yeah, I loved that show. Bring it back.
Great pitch for a show.
If this Crush cast can bring back one thing, let it be Julie and the Phantoms.
Bring back Julie and the Phantoms, you cowards. I feel like there was a billboard at one point. There always is in LA. Bring back insert TV show, you cowards.
What a great slogan for LA. So LA, there's always a billboard.
For whatever you can think of.
But
usually a rich old person who's like, will you read my book?
Yeah. So true. Or accident attorneys.
Yes. Are you in a car accident right now?
Yeah.
I've been told that we have a poem.
Yes. So
that Emily would like to share.
In advance, Claire had requested we bring journal entries or crush lists or memorabilia or bad poetry.
Yeah, what she got?
So I wrote one. It's an ode to Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah. I would love to hear it.
It's unhinged. Let's go.
An ode.
An ode to Christian Bale's Batman. Dark night of the soul. Dark night of my heart.
Wow.
I'll pulverize you with whimsy. I'll trap you in my art. There's nothing you can do to crush my teenaged oath. Don't worry, I'll seduce you with brash character growth. You like saving Gotham? You like a low crime rate? I could be your problem. I could be your hot date. Characters call me God. I'm no Morgan Freeman. Bruce might be a tool, but trust me, I can fix him.
Yow! Oh.
That's an homage to all the Batman fan fiction I wrote when I was a teenager.
Really?
So much.
Oh my God.
Specifically Christian Bale's Batman. Yeah.
Understandable. Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well,
what a normal thing I just did.
what a normal thing to share. I'm so glad that it rhymes too.
Yeah, no, I had to do that.
Essential.
Generally speaking, every line had the same amount of syllables. I really worked hard on that. So
bringing back Shakespeare into the conversation.
Yeah.
A little bit of
try to improve my scansion and my prosody, but you know,
a little bit of meter.
Yeah, a little bit of meter in there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a beautiful note to end on.
Thank you. It's too much, but you know, that's all I do. Too much.
That's what we're here for, is to share our too much and to honor it.
Honor it, yeah.
Well, Emily.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your crushes with me.
Thanks for going on a very vulnerable journey with me.
Yes. I love that your crushes have stemmed from so many different places, you know, sometimes hurt, sometimes escaping and dreaming.
Yes.
And sometimes your writer sensibilities as well.
Yeah.
But it makes them so meaningful.
Yeah.
That's what makes us remember them years later.
Thanks, Claire. It was a pleasure to talk about this with you. I'm also so sorry, but
thank you. I'm sorry for everything. And that's our episode. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Emily for sharing and being vulnerable. The Crushcast Season 1 will air every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe if you'd like to keep up with us so we can keep growing and you can keep on listening. Thank you for lending your ears, and we'll see you next time.